They charged my entire family $500 for a luxury wedding dinner, then served Costco pizza. The cardboard box hit the white silk tablecloth with a dull, greasy thud. It wasn't a silver platter. It wasn't a porcelain tureen. It was corrugated cardboard, stained dark in the corners with leaking oil, stamped with the unmistakable Kirkland signature logo. I stared at it. The entire table stared at it. My stomach, which had been growling for the better part of 2 hours, suddenly knotted up in a mix of confusion and nausea. What is this? Aunt Linda whispered. She was wearing a sequin gown she had bought specifically for tonight, a dress that probably cost less than the entry fee we had all paid to be here. She poked the box with a manicured fingernail. It's pizza, I said. My voice sounded hollow. I know it's pizza, Mark, she hissed, looking around the dimly lit, industrial chic warehouse venue. But where is the dinner? The 5-course gastronomic journey, the farm-to-table experience we paid $500 for. I looked up toward the head table. Tyler, my cousin, and his new wife, Kaylee, were sitting on what looked like golden thrones. Literal thrones. High-backed, velvet, gold-painted chairs that probably cost $1,000 to rent. Tyler was holding a slice of pepperoni pizza in one hand and a bottle of Dom Perignon in the other. He waved the pizza slice at the crowd like a scepter. Dig in, everyone. Tyler shouted into the microphone, his voice booming through the expensive sound system. We wanted to keep it real. Nothing brings people together like a slice, right? Authentic vibes only. Authentic vibes. I looked back at the box. I flipped the lid open. Inside lay a cold, sad-looking pepperoni pizza that had clearly been sitting in a warmer for an hour. There were 12 slices. There were 10 people at our table. I did the math instantly. It's a curse of mine. I work in forensic accounting. I see numbers floating over people's heads like a bad video game UI. Entry fee, $500 per person. Table of 10, $5,000. Cost of one Costco pizza, $9.95. They had spent $10 to feed a table that had paid them $5,000. I felt the heat rising in my neck, a slow, crawling burn that started at my collarbone and worked its way up to my ears. My vision actually went a little blurry with rage. It wasn't just the money. It was the audacity. It was looking at my grandmother, sitting 2 seats down, trying to cut a slice of greasy pepperoni with a plastic fork because they hadn't even provided real silverware. I can't eat this, Grandma murmured, pushing the paper plate away. The grease gives me heartburn. I thought there was going to be salmon. The invitation said salmon. The invitation said a lot of things, Grandma, I said, my voice tight. I stood up. Where are you going? Linda asked, grabbing my wrist. Don't cause a scene, Mark. It's their special day. I'm getting a drink, I lied. I need to wash this down. Bring cash. Uncle Jerry grunted from across the table. Bar is cash only. Beers are $15. I froze. Excuse me, $15, Jerry repeated, looking at the menu card on the table. Water is $5. I looked at the menu. Sure enough, artisan water, $5. I walked toward the bar, but I didn't stop there. I walked past the line of confused, angry guests digging into their wallets. I walked past the DJ booth where a guy was playing a generic Spotify playlist. I walked straight out the side door into the cool night air of the parking lot. I needed to think. I needed to calculate. And I needed to figure out if I was going to call the police or just burn this entire family dynamic to the ground. You have to understand the build up to this. This wasn't a shotgun wedding. This was the event of the decade. Tyler and Kaylee had branded it. They created a website. They had a hashtag. Hashtag TylelyLux 2025. 6 months ago, the invitations arrived in black velvet boxes. Heavy cardstock, gold foil lettering. We invite you to an exclusive celebration of love. Due to the high-end nature of the venue and the Michelin-inspired culinary experience, we are foregoing a traditional registry. Instead, to secure your seat and cover the catering and experience costs, a contribution of $500 per guest is required upon RSVP. What I'm about to discover inside that warehouse isn't just poor planning, it is premeditated financial assault. You might think, maybe the caterer canceled last minute. Maybe it's a disaster they're trying to salvage. Don't miss the evidence that proves this wasn't an accident. It was a heist. And the getaway vehicle isn't a car, it's a Boeing 777. By the time I'm done with my phone in the next 10 minutes, Tyler and Kaylee are going to wish they had just eloped to Vegas. Click here to watch full version.